Hello, welcome to Conversations with Neuvias. My name is Carol, and today we have the lovely Marge.
Hello.
And our topic today is very interesting. It's called What is a Gift or is it a Skill?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that don't understand that, so we thought we'd talk about it a little bit today.
Yes, and what I'm referring to is psychic abilities. Because believe it or not, we all have them. Some of us do utilize them, some of us are scared of them, some of us don't even know they exist.
Yeah, they close it, shut it down.
Yes. So I guess how we'll start this, March, is first of all discuss what are the different psychic abilities.
Sounds good.
Okay, so of course we have the four C's: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, no,
Sentience,
sentience, and claircognic, cognic, cognic. Okay,
cognizance. Yeah, that's a
cognitive.
tongue twister.
Yes. And so those are just some examples. And if y'all don't know what the four C's are, I will give you a quick definition of them. Clairvoyance, just the ability to see, you know. Clairaudience is the capacity to hear, no messages or sounds. Clairsentience, intuitive sense, feeling emotions, physical sensations, goosebumps.
Hmm.
The last one, claircognitive distance. It's a little hard to spell, tongue twisters for sure. It's just knowing and insight about, a situation. You know, and sometimes you don't even know that you know.
Yeah, or yeah, how you know, why you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, telepathy is another one.
Hmm.
Ability to read or transmute, move things with your mind, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Telekinesis.
telekinesis. Mediumship,
Hmm.
communicating with spirit, the deceased, your other entities. So there are a lot of people have some type of mediumship out there, and I think did we name majority of them? I believe.
That's a good list. That's a good
Yeah,
list.
that's a
Yeah.
good list definitely to start with. So,
Yeah.
but the biggest question to who that is, how do you know if it's just a gift that you've been given or if it's a skill?
Hmm.
And yes,
So my thought on it is everybody's got the capacity for all of these
mm-hmm.
things. And when you're growing up, when you're really young, you're actually using these senses a lot.
Yeah.
But as you get older and more ingrained in the visual of the physical world, you kind of block those out. And a lot of times our parents tell us, that's not real, that's not real, that's not real. You're
Mm-hmm.
making things up. And so you kind of program yourself to not pay attention to them. When some people have a natural talent towards one or more or all of
Mm-hmm.
these things, and some people need to really work at it. Whether you've got the talent or not, you still need to practice if you want to make the skill better. It's just like being a musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can learn to play a piano. Not everybody can learn to play it like Bach. Sometimes all you can do is chopsticks. Sometimes you can play a symphony.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how much you practice at it, how dedicated you are to it, and if there's a talent behind it. And
Mm-hmm.
what's that word? I can only think of bent. So you've got a like you'll have a natural aptitude. That's the word I was looking for, aptitude. So you sometimes have a natural talent or aptitude towards something.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Carol?
Well, I think that, of course, there is a lot of significant skepticism around these abilities or a gift, whether it's a gift or a skill. They're still considered psychic abilities at the end of the day. And so I think we are all born with this type of gift and this talent. We come in with it. If you've been a child, sometimes talking to their friend, when you're growing up, that's, them talking to spirit. Sometimes it's not, 9 times out of 10, it's not evil like we anticipate, like the
Yeah.
movies showcase.
Too many
Uh,
movies in the
yeah,
70s.
so yeah, there's a lot of movies that can scare us to be like, oh my god, I don't want to deal with that or whatever. But yeah, so I just think that we're all born with this gift when we first come in. Now, if we, it's up to us to utilize it. Sometimes people might not even know what gift they have. Like, well, I think I kind of know what I have, but I'm not for sure, or maybe I don't. I think it's, and so you're second guess yourself about that. But I think we've all been born with these gifts, but I think because of everything that we've had to go through in life, it's that gift starts dampering, because you can heal your body, you can heal your mind, you can heal your soul.
Right.
It's just that you and yourself need to do that for you.
Right.
So, Louis C. Hayes, hello, people, heal your
Yeah, she was
body.
amazing, amazing
Yeah,
story.
so there's a lot of things that you can do for you. It's just a matter of you opening your abilities up to what you are trying to accomplish or what you feel is a purpose for you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because you'll talk to people once in a while. You'll talk to a family member or a friend or something, and they'll say something,
Hmm.
and you're like, "You say you don't believe in this woo woo stuff." They say the woo woo word, you know.
Yes.
But what you just said is in alignment with this. I just had a feeling that you
Hmm.
were going to call me. I just had a feeling that this, that I shouldn't go this way today. And stuff like that. They don't realize that, you know, those intuitions, those, that's actually part of that skill. Whether you've practiced it enough to make it part of your daily life, or it's just something that once in a while you pay attention to, depends on where your focus is, I think.
Yes. I agree. Being in that presence, Marge, definitely matters um, than being, fully here or wherever. That's clarification that you're getting.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
those small practices also add up. So just remember that, when you're trying to start looking into your gifts or your awareness or your abilities or your skills. After a while, they do become skills that you're doing. So
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways to practice them and to grow the ability by practicing them, and we can help you with that. If you have any questions, let us know. But there's so many methods to doing that, and all of them start with quieting your mind and going within
yes,
and breathing and just close out some of this outside 3D world craziness that's going on and just go within. I always say go within or go without.
yes. Be there or be square. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
No, but seriously, yeah. So these we wanted to talk about this today because I'm pretty sure now there's a lot of people that have answers to what's going on within themselves, especially since last year everybody's had some type of spiritual awakening. This year we're expanding that spiritual awareness even more so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, or your psychic intuitive is starting to kick up a notch, and now you're starting to see things that you thought you would have never believed in, ever in your life or existence.
Yeah. And if you get too bogged down in worrying about giving it a name and labeling it properly, and then how do I do this and how do I do that, you're going to kind of get lost in the sauce, I think. So I understand the labels that we've talked about now. Finally, I never knew what they were before. When I was growing up with them, it's like I don't know.
Hmm.
I heard this or I saw that, and I just never questioned any of it. To me, it was just normal part of life. I didn't know everybody didn't do it.
Yeah. No, me neither, Marge. I'm the same way. I thought everybody, but then when you start speaking it to other people, they're looking at you like, "Are you crazy? What's going on with you?"
Yeah,
And then you kind of just shut down because maybe you're not feeling what you're thinking or expressing, and you want to express that type
yeah,
of. ability, but you can't because you feel lost or have some uncertainty or doubt within yourself because you're like, maybe it's, I don't want to be having others think that I'm extremely crazy or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot when you're younger because you
Hmm.
actually really need to fit into that group. That's biology. That's you grew up needing to fit in because if you didn't fit into a group back in the caveman days, you got hurt, they weren't going to worry about you. If you were part of the group, they took care of you. So that's been deeply ingrained in people. And
Yeah.
so that need to fit in is important.
Yes. And if you don't feel like you fit in, find the people that you need to be fitting in with,
Yeah,
you
now
know.
at this age, are you listening to this? You find your tribe.
Yes, exactly. Because, people come in your lives, what was that saying, for reasons or
Hmm.
seasons. And
Yep.
so, yeah, so that's kind of what, or whatever that saying goes. But this kind of, that's kind of what we are correlating with. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
uh,
pretty cool.
it's pretty cool, Marge. I was going to tell you what we could do too is talk about, like, we could probably break down the different types of in case people are feeling a certain way, maybe starting off with the clairvoyance, the clear seeing. This
Yeah.
is just, maybe you're seeing perceptions of images or visions,
Hmm.
and you're like, even, I think sometimes out of your peripherals, you're seeing something. You're like, am I really seeing this or am I not seeing this?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's clairvoyant, and so that sometimes can scare a lot of people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was at
Yeah.
a friend's house one time and sitting with the family around a table, and they started talking about their mother that had passed. And bang, there she was up in the corner. Everybody's head turned. So everybody knew, even
Hmm.
the people that were facing the other direction felt it, but not everybody saw.
Yeah, that's that's pretty interesting. Because people, I think, get scared of that, or what are you talking about? Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
and,
Well, it's
and
funny because when I was there in that situation, I didn't say anything
mhm.
to anybody. So they're like, "Oh, why did I turn around and look?" I didn't say anything. So most of them didn't even know what was going on. I just left it at that. It's like
Oh,
it's okay. I know they're not going to be up for that. They're going to be afraid if they're, you
yeah,
know, it just wasn't
no,
their
for sure.
bent. So, but you can see things like Carol said in your peripheral vision. Sometimes you'll see colors around, like auras around things, or things or people. They all have auras. Everything that's
Hmm.
alive,
Yeah.
including the rocks. So it's interesting when you look at those.
Yeah.
The what else, Carol? What other things can people
Another
see?
one is the clairaudience, which
Oh,
is clear hearing.
yeah.
Sometimes I know with me, I think I've said this on some other podcasts, like I'll hear my name just clear as day, and there's like nobody around me, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Voices, messages that come through,
Music.
sounds out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, to me, I think clairaudience is pretty cool. Like, yeah, when you first hear it the first time, you're probably gonna freak out, like, oh my god, what's going on? Like,
Am I losing my mind?
yeah, yeah. Is the dog talking to me and I'm not, So it's just stuff like that, Marge, that just starts waking up your abilities when it's just little things like that kind of go on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is really cool, and don't be alarmed, people. Don't be scared of it. It's just, with, like I said, we had a spiritual awakening last year, and this year, we're setting it up a notch, and so that's another reason why we wanted to bring up this topic as well.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is clairsentience. I finally said it right.
Yay.
Clear feeling, sensations. Like I said, goosebumps. Sometimes you feel a cold chill or something. You might feel emotional all of a sudden. You're doing fine, and then all of a sudden, at the drop of a hat, you start crying. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so it just depends on the circumstances that are going on in that moment. So, it's just it's clear sentence means clear feeling or sensing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know
Do
that.
you get those too?
Yeah, the goosebumps. All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, out of nowhere, you get goosebumps because, or a quick chill, like something may have hit you and it's a quick chill
Yeah.
and it left and you're like, whoa. Or even smelling. I mean, of course, that's a different one. But smelling roses out of nowhere and you're nowhere near,
Right.
roses. So,
Yep.
the other one, March, is claircognitive. Cog,
Cognizance.
yes. Oh my gosh, a claircognizance. That's why they're called the four C's because they're too hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
So claircognizance is clear knowing, and I can tell you with me that's my really strong suit there, clear knowing. Sometimes I know things without knowing, and people will come up, well, how do you know that? I don't know, I just know it.
I just know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just you just know it. I think a lot of people are aware, like, I know this, or maybe you might tell a friend, hey, don't go out today, I just don't get a good vibe, and that's something that and so maybe something might have happened on their way to work or whatever the case that could happen, that you've held them or stopped them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, the other one is a mediumship. So mediumship's when you can hear your spirit guides, and or you're getting that them speaking to
Messages.
you, messages speaking to you, and you're not understanding why. But yet sometimes they get, it's the other side giving you messages to maybe relate to another person or a family member or a friend. Just you send a message out, and you should. Marge is really good at, I think, at mediumship. You shouldn't be alarmed with that.
It's not something to be alarmed about. I can understand why people would get afraid of it though. If it's just coming online or you're just starting to pay attention to it and notice it, it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, I don't know if I like this." You know, that's
Mhm.
when I first started realizing what some of that was going on. It's like, "Are you in the shower with me? I really don't want you in the shower with me. Get out of the shower." you know,
I've
stuff
always
like that.
wondered that.
They're like, "We don't care what you look like."
Hmm.
But it's stuff like that that makes you kind of go, I don't know if I like this. But the more you interact with them,
Hmm.
the more you realize it's all about love and reassurance.
Yeah. Comfort. They're there to give you comfort, some guidance for sure.
Yeah,
It's just your loved ones letting you know that, hey, I'm okay. It's okay. Or maybe they have a message. Don't be so hard on yourself. I've got you, or I'm proud of you, or whatever the case could happen
right.
with any of that. I've seen so many movies where the deceased has come in and left messages and stuff like that. So
True. Yeah.
yeah. With that though, Marge, they said there are different mediumships. There's mental mediumships, which receives message through the thoughts or feelings, like we were talking about, or impressions as well. Um, there's physical mediumship as well. That one's just more of a, like, maybe you're doing something or you're busy doing something, and then all of a sudden you feel like somebody may have touched you,
Yeah.
or trying to get your attention, maybe throw a shoe. Not that that would happen, but I'm just throwing that out.
it could. Well,
Giving
we'll
you
not go there. That's not this
hints.
conversation.
Yeah, so, or drop, like, drop a necklace that, your loved one used to wear all the time, and
Yeah.
it's just
Suddenly
some,
it's in
yeah,
a strange place.
yeah, or something got moved. So yeah, that's what physical mediumship is. And
Hmm.
there's so many horror stories with physical mediumship. Poltergeist. I mean, you can name so many of them just out of the blue. And so just be aware that it's not always controlled by a dark environment. It's nothing like that. That's Hollywood wanting to scare you. So
Right. Well, on Hollywood, they have to have a villain in every movie.
Hmm.
Every movie's got it's trying to balance the good and evil and make you afraid so it can sell.
Yeah.
If everything was butterflies and rainbows, people would not be going to pay money to go see it.
No.
So we already talked about the different kinds of mediumship, right? Is there any other kinds, Carol, that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I wanted to add trance mediumship, which is another form of mediumship that here, just when you're in some mediums can be in a trance state and start talking or speaking as they're communicating with the other side, and so um, that's just another form of, I guess, mediumship also utilized during the process of if anybody's ever had mediumship done.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that goes along with the channeling that a lot of people do. I mean, we're always channeling. Anytime you get into the creative mode, you're reaching out to the whole universe. You'll hear stories about musicians or writers and people that do these big artsy creative things,
Hmm.
and it's like they get in the zone. Or athletes, they get in the zone, and it's just they're channeling whatever from the universe.
Oh
But
yeah.
when you're talking about the mediumship, there's usually talking to specific people. And trans mediums or trans channelers
Hmm.
really have to go, they go into a different physical state. They go into a deeper meditation. It's
Right.
interesting.
Hmm. Sometimes people will even hone in on just, if you're walking and they're in that mediumship mindset, like, oh, right, immediately I might have a message for you, or
Right.
I will tell you though, there are some fake mediumships also, so you got to be careful because when they start digging for answers from you, they can pick up on that energy and start just going with it, and you're thinking like, oh my god, how did you know that, or
Yeah.
what, so with everything that we're telling you, whether it's a gift or a skill, do be cautious of when you are getting readings, or and I guess I just wanted to throw that out there because since we are talking about gifts or skills, because people do have those gifts or skills, but sometimes they do take advantage of it to
Yeah.
with others. So just be cautious.
That's true. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people now that are doing more evidential mediumship where they're seeking evidence from the person that's they're talking to on the other side
Hmm.
so that you absolutely know who it is and you absolutely know that they're there.
Yes.
It's interesting. It's kind of bizarre how it happens. We'll talk about that in another podcast.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's really cool. Like I said, like any of us could probably channel if you really think about it.
Yeah, yeah. But again, like we've said with this, is a gift or is it a skill? If you
Hmm.
practice something enough and you can get that, feel the energy of that process and practice it, it becomes better. You become better at it.
Yes.
So the skill part of it adds on top of the talent.
Yes. No, right. Yes, I agree. So, which another one I forgot to mention too, Marge, is which it's probably we could do this in a whole different podcast as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
The Kundalini awakenings. That.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one, but it's not really a gift or a skill.
No, that's an occurrence that you just kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
that's different.
Whole different state, but that would be a good topic to
I'll
also
write it down. We'll have a
talk
chat about
about.
it.
Kundalini awakenings.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Mm-hmm. Because I've kind of experienced that a little bit, but I didn't like go all the way like 120% or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's interesting.
it's
I
really
don't think I have really. I've had some pretty crazy experiences in my meditations, but I don't think it was a kundalini as I've heard it described by people.
right. Yeah, me neither. I've heard stories too, and I'm just like, hit me.
Yeah, yeah,
But
it's interesting. So a lot of the skills that we're talking about here can be
mhm,
enhanced with practice. If you need guidance on any of them, you can find guidance in
mhm.
so many places now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And practicing every day and just making it part of your life can enhance your life drastically. And it only comes with the belief that it's possible, right?
Yes.
And openness to experiencing it. Because some people get scared when they start experiencing, they get scared and they shut that door. I'm not dealing with that
Oh
because
yeah.
it scares them.
It is. It is scary, especially with spirituality. Please, if you're a horror buff fanatic like I am, you just think the worst. It's going to happen to you. But in actuality, when you just, let it go and just take it in your baby steps, then
Right.
you realize, like, okay, it's not as bad as the media or, like I said earlier, Hollywood makes it out to be. Yeah.
True. That's
Yeah.
true.
So, yeah. Um, so I did pull. I was telling Marge a minute ago, but I did pull the angel answers just because we were talking about gifts or skill, and then of course past lives. This is
Nice.
past lives, yeah. Since I I think firmly when you have a gift or skill, it might have come from a past life, um, maybe regression or something that you had going on, and sometimes that
Carries
comes into
over.
this, yeah, carries over and comes into what's going on with you now. And so, like, some of the four C's, you might like have had that this whole lifetime plus a past lifetime, and so
Right.
you just don't know how you know some of this stuff, and like you don't want to talk about it because you don't want people to think you're insanely mad, but
Right.
yeah, so, I thought it would be a good idea to pull in the past life um, oracle cards.
Nice. I've never
Yeah.
seen that one, so I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, this one is actually another Doreen Virtue and Brian
Uh-huh.
L. Weiss, who's a medical doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
So, and these cards I really like them because they're really just simple. So, let's just see what we pull out of the past life. And like I said, I'm just gonna pull something randomly because whoever's maybe looking at this or even us, we'll see what comes out to light, and who knows, it might catch on to somebody or something.
Sounds good.
All right, let's see, Marge. Lovely deck. Nothing's falling out, but we'll pop this one. Here we go. Medicine man or woman. So yeah. So medicine man or medicine woman, these are skills that maybe in a past life you've had, and you might be a healer. That's I've been known to be called that so many times. You're a healer. You're a healer, and so maybe in your past life you were a medicine man. You helped others. You helped heal people. Or medicine woman. So kind
Mm-hmm.
of shows you there
That's pretty
what yeah, these cards are about. They basically tell you maybe what some others were in a past life.
neat.
Yeah, so medicine man or medicine woman people. So those we needed back then because you didn't have doctors.
Right.
No, they gave birth a totally different way too. So
Completely different.
we didn't have all the lovely stuff we have now in the science field or medical field, should I say? Sorry. All right, let's see. We'll grab another one, Marge. This one says spirituality and religion.
Hmm.
Yeah. So maybe in a past life, spirituality. I always wonder about this too, Marge. Like spirituality in a past life, you had. It's like the Christian. You had your religions, and I
Yeah.
don't know if spirituality really truly ever fell back in those times. You were either this or that.
Yeah, I think people were pretty afraid of going outside of their circle.
Yeah. So, and that's why it says and religion. People
Mm-hmm.
were in their different religions, and so, you know, I don't know that people back then thought about, like, is there more to spirituality or more to religion than just this?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. What do you think, Marge?
I think that there's always been some people that are willing to put themselves out there and say things that could get them killed.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, that's why so many have
yeah.
been
Joan of Arc.
taken out. Jesus,
Yeah.
he wasn't speaking really religion. He
Mm,
was not. So there have always been people that have been willing to look outside of that for thousands of years, but they
mhm.
haven't been ones that um, not everybody knows about. There's so many more people that are looking at spirituality that are willing to talk about spirituality because most people are in a church,
Yeah.
and so people get a little afraid to say something about spirituality like we talk about it on the podcast.
Oh yeah. I mean, both of us, to be honest, we were both raised Catholic, and so
Yeah,
Catholic's a type of tradition and religion, and
yeah.
you know,
It's funny though because they're mystic Catholics,
oh yeah,
so nothing wrong with that. It's just most people don't realize it. They don't think about it. St. Francis was a mystic. Did you
St.
know
Francis.
that?
No,
Yeah.
I did not know that. I know with Jesus, he always with when he was doing his speakings. Of course, everything's changed, but when he was speaking, he was always trying to get us into that I am present. I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am. So, you know, we took that.
Everything I can do, you can do, and more.
Yes, took that in a whole different ballpark.
Yeah.
So I pulled this one from the Oracle Angel Answers. Ask for help from others. So kind of what we're talking, if you're honing in on your skill or your gifts and you don't really understand anything, ask for help. I mean, there are so many other people out there that you could definitely get help from. Even us, we're here at Neuvias, we're trying
Yeah.
to expand everybody, I guess, out of the box, so
Right.
to speak, right? We're trying to
We'll
get
help you discover what parts of you've been hiding,
yes.
and how to expand them so you can be more authentic to yourself.
Yes, yes. And there's nothing, nowadays, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like, you go do you and be true to who you are, because, you know, that's when a lot of opportunities start to come out more, and then your skills will start to, hone in and help you more, too.
They do. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. It's funny, this one says unlikely.
I wonder what that's about. What did you
Yeah.
ask?
Oh, just about like when we're not thinking outside the box.
Oh,
Sometimes people, like you said, are afraid of it. So, not everybody's going to be susceptible to what we're talking about, or even
right.
open-minded to what we're
Yeah.
talking about. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Look at that
Interesting.
angel. She's so beautiful,
Not
but
beautiful.
unlikely. Yeah. So, I mean, we're here just, we're giving you what our gifts and our skills are, and what they are all about, so people you aren't being scared or alarmed about them. So
Yep.
yeah, so that's kind of what we're talking about today. Shouldn't be afraid of your God-given power,
Right.
I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I'll pull more marks from the past life
Okay.
and see what we've got. But that's funny that the unlikely one came out.
It
Unlikely.
is.
That spirit's like Egypt. Isn't
Mm-hmm.
that interesting?
I love Egypt.
Yeah, I think there are so many people that resonate with Egypt, and there's people who just love a bunch of just different Egypt stuff, and that's another way to find out how your gift is. If you resonate with a certain country, you've never been there, but you know things about it, then those are your cues right there to start.
Feel drawn to it.
Absolutely, those are your cues there to start really opening those books and start getting, asking questions of why do I feel so drawn to Egypt?
Yeah.
Who knows what lies there, that you were probably there in a past life.
Yeah. It's funny because I was thinking about Egypt earlier today in the same vein. So earlier today I was thinking about Egypt and I was like, oh, I think it was such a center of the population
Hmm.
thousands of years ago. There's such a deep amount of people there. So many people there. And as reincarnation happens, probably there's a whole bunch of people that their spirit was there, you
Huh.
know? And so I think that's one of the reasons it's so popular right now. And so why so many people are resonating with Egypt, Japan. It's interesting.
Oh yeah.
I've got three places in the world that I get drawn to. One is Egypt, one is Japan, and one is the Pacific Islands,
That's interesting.
isn't it?
Yeah. I've always been Tahiti has been my first one. Like I am so hooked up on Tahiti. I know it's in the middle of nowhere, but for some reason that's just where I feel like I need to be. Like in
Huh.
Tahiti. I don't know that
Interesting.
anything crazy or insanely happened there, but that's where I resonate with the most is Tahiti.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have to take a trip?
Yes, I know. I was talking to my friend about it that today about just going there and have to learn French though.
Uh,
So yeah, that's
it's a little tricky, but now you got your phone, you can just use the translator there.
oh yeah, in 2.5 seconds. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll pull one more march from the oracle card, and then we'll close out this chapter. Thank y'all for coming back because I
Yeah,
we had a little mishap yesterday, but we got it covered.
that's okay.
All right, let's see. And their angels say the situation will improve. So,
Yep.
as you're learning your skills and your gifts, know that, like Marge said earlier, the more you start learning it and growing with it, it starts improving for you. So,
hmm And
yeah.
not just for you. I think with all the people that are now getting interested in this, it's opening up the
Mhm.
whole world
Yeah.
towards more spiritual focus and more natural or supernatural
Hmm.
skills and abilities. And so as more people get open to it, it's going to open even more people because the vibration of the earth is rising up.
Yeah. Yeah. There's more of us people. That's why, and together as a community, like we can completely raise that vibration for
Yep,
sure.
absolutely. Gosh, you just reminded me. It was about 15 years ago. I was getting out of my car from going home from work,
Hmm.
and I was talking to my friend on the cell phone on the way home, and I turned my radio on as I was getting close to my home because there was something going on with the weather, and they're talking something spiritual on a rock and roll station. They were talking about ghosts or psychics or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Have I been that long out of the loop that I didn't know that it was suddenly okay to talk about the
Hmm.
stuff I wanted to talk about my whole life?
Oh yeah.
When did this happen?
Hmm.
It was strange.
Yeah. I think the one that is very popular is that Joe Rogan. He talks about spiritual. He talks about almost everything, but I was really surprised when he started talking about a lot of the spiritual stuff,
Yeah.
aliens and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty interesting, and people listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways,
Yep.
yeah. Well, that's all I have for this podcast, March. Do you have anything to add?
I don't think so. I think we've covered it all. I hope that everybody's enjoyed it and learned a little bit of something and will reach out if they have any questions or
Yes.
want any guidance. We're here.
Oh, absolutely. And you can always visit us at www.neuvias.com. And as always,
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please drive a comment. It does help with our algorithm get us out there to more people. The more people that can hear this information, the better.
mhm. Till next time, much love and light.
Love and light. Love y'all. Bye bye.
Bye bye.